This is your Hdsr Sports Report, the Victor Valley's only weekly action highlights sports program, covering our area's schools, teams, athletes, and sporting events. Silverado kicks off the Kieron Jones era at Apple Valley. The number one objective, to settle a score. 3 scores, actually.
The last 3 years we've come up short.
In the last 3 years they beat us, and that can't be a thing, that's not a trend, so this year we're here to stop that.
The Hawks' new head coach was defensive coordinator throughout the Rafael Gennario era, and Silverado has the Desert Sky League sacks leader back to head up this year's defense.
You're talking to Kason Brooks. I'm the senior at Silverado High School and defense end at Silverado. My job on the team is, to set an example for my teammates and be dynamic on both sides of the ball.
This year a number change. What number are you wearing this year?
I'm wearing number 5.
Where'd you get that number?
My granddad, it was his number in college and stuff, so I wanted to wear it for my last year.
Devin Gandy, Silverado High School. I play DB, wide receiver, class of 2020.
What's your role of this team?
My role for this team is to uplift everybody, bring good spirits, set an example for the young. It's my last year, so it's the best I could do.
Juwan Howard from Silverado class of 2021.
What positions?
Running back.
What's your role on this team, Juwan?
Basically pound the ball, keep the team straight, big captain, that's about it.
Jay Sean Wright, class of 2021, I'm a running back for Silverado High School. My job is to, get yards for this team, produce a good offense for this team, keep everyone in place, and be a captain.
What about the importance of the first game? How important it is for the Hawks to get off to a good start against Apple Valley?
It's important for us to get a good start because they are in our division. We could possibly play them in the playoffs.
It's very dynamic, actually, because to make everybody think different about Silverado, because they thought that we're weak and stuff. So we just gotta come out with a meaning. Yeah.
Confidence builder.
Fix the mistakes that we had last year game. No penalties, and just pound the ball and do what we gotta do.
It's really important. In the last 3 years they beat us, and that can't be a thing, that's not a trend, so this year we're here to stop that.
I think it's really important. The last 3 years we've come up short. Matt Rohrbaugh runs a really good program up there, and it's a great opportunity for us to challenge ourselves early in the season. So we look forward to it. Obviously, we want to just get off to a great start. We start off 1-0, and then you just build from there.
Apple Valley hosts Silverado in their annual Kickoff Classic, the marquee season opener between high desert teams, the Hawks, the defending Desert Sky League champions, Apple Valley, Mojave River League powerhouse of late. Apple Valley's Matt Rohrbaugh has turned the Sun Devils from MRL bridesmaids to title contenders in his 4 years as head coach, 2019 marking his 5th season at the helm. His team leaders include the 6'3" Jeremy Justice II.
My name is Jeremy Justice, and I'm a senior at Apple Valley High School, and I play safety and receiver.
And team captain?
Yes, yeah, and team captain.
What's your job? What's your role out there, Jeremy?
My role, especially this year for my senior year, I'm a leader on the field. I try to lead my team by example and with my play, and not only by just vocally leading, by leading by example with my play on the field.
My name's Sam Zhang, play linebacker for the Apple Valley Sun Devils.
You a senior this year?
Yes, sir, I am.
Returning
number 11.
All-League?
Yes, sir.
What's your job? What's your role out there, Sam?
This year, just playing defense, making big hits, getting to the ball, just leading the defense pretty much.
Hello, I'm Tyron Smith, junior, class of 2021. I play wide receiver and free safety here at Apple Valley High School.
Returning All-League?
Yes, sir.
What's your job out there, Ty?
My job for this program is to make my teammates better every day, day in, day out. That's whether pushing them in the classroom or pushing them at practice to do their best. Constantly holding all my dudes accountable for their jobs and what they need to do.
With all CIF quarterback Jeff Widener and record-breaking receivers Xander Witt and Chad Smith having departed for college careers, is 2019 a rebuilding year?
We don't think so. We believe that we don't rebuild, we reload here. So years ago, maybe that would have been the case, but not anymore. Yeah, no, we got some kids that are going to step in and take on some new roles from the lower levels the last couple of years, and like you mentioned, those kids that have been here last year starters are going to take on more of a leadership role and lead by example. I think Ty Smith is a name that people watched us last year should know that he's going to do some big things. But I'd say Edwards, Kenyard Edwards, our tailback who stepped in when our Ferguson got hurt last year. We expect really big things out of him this year.
My name is Kenyard Edwards Jr. I'm starting running back for Apple Valley number 2.
Yeah, finally a senior?
Yeah, finally a senior.
What's your role? What's your job on this team?
I play running back, take charge of the team, make sure we all focus in practice, and grind hard and keep my line in check.
When one sees returning All-MRL first-team two-way selection Ryan Webster and think he has grown much bigger, it is no optical illusion. Ryan Webster was 6'3", 230 at the end of last season.
What's your height and weight now as you're headed toward your senior year?
I'm 6'4", 260.
All right. Thanks for these comments. Good luck.
Yes, sir.
Every season under Matt Rohrbaugh, Apple Valley has a one-word slogan to define their objective. This year, it is purpose.
So our slogan we went with this year is purpose. Last year was finishing. So this year we have purpose, and purpose to me is doing what I need to do, getting everything done to make my team better. So if my team needs me somewhere, I'm willing to do what it takes to do that. And purpose for me is making those catches, turning up, doing what I need to do.
Purpose to me, every time I touch the ball, at least try to get a first down. No fumbles this year.
Well, this year we're like getting that drive, that purpose to like really get in, and this year we want that ring.
For us, since we're a young team, we haven't had much experience together as a whole, especially on the varsity field. So purpose is just really we're fighting and trying to figure out what our purpose is on the field. We're fighting for what our purpose is, and especially individually, our purpose as an individual player.
You know, we firmly believe that everything we do, we got to have a purpose. From the off season to lifting, grinding for the last 8 months. Like, what's our purpose? What's our purpose on the field, in the classroom, at home? Everything we do right now is with a purpose. So that's our slogan this year, and we'll see if we all play with a purpose.
Silverado opens on the road, the defending Desert Sky League champions at Newton T. Bass Stadium in Apple Valley. The Apple Valley Sun Devils, new-look jerseys, black helmets, initiating the Matt Rohrbaugh era. Silverado gets a pair of long-range touchdowns from senior running back DeLeon Flukas, including a 99-yard kickoff return to lead the Hawks to a season-opening 28-21 come-from-behind victory. Quarterback Frank Fuentes connects with sophomore wide receiver Latavian Staples in the fourth quarter for the game-winning touchdown, the second of 2 scoring passes on the night for the senior signal caller. Apple Valley had taken a 14-7 lead just before halftime, scoring twice within 10 seconds, with Greg Sprague putting the Sun Devils in the lead on the 35-yard run. Sprague's scoring jaunt followed a pooch kick recovery by the Sun Devils after fullback Tristan McNatt scored the first Apple Valley touchdown from 43 yards out with 2.5 minutes to play in the second quarter. Frank Fuentes connects with Amir Jackson on the 10-yard scoring play in Silverado's first possession of the second half, tying the score at 14. The Hawks capitalized on repeated misplays by the Sun Devils, converting 2 of Apple Valley's 7 fumbles into scoring drives. The Hawks' victory spoiled the debut of new Sun Devils head coach Matt Rohrbaugh. Apple Valley scored their third touchdown after Tristan McNatt's thunderous tackle jars the ball loose, and the Sun Devils recover at the 10. 2 plays later, the 235-pound McNatt scores from 4 yards out, his second touchdown, giving Apple Valley a third-quarter lead, 21-14. Then comes De Leon Fluca's incredible kickoff return. Taking the ball at the 1, Flucas starts up the middle, cuts to the near side, breaks one tackle at the 20, and another that nearly forces him out of bounds near the 30, then cutting back against the grain, outracing the Sun Devils defenders. 99 yards for the touchdown. Silverado's attempt at a 2-point conversion fails. It is 21-20. Sun Devils, 6 minutes, 13 seconds into the second half. Apple Valley on the march, fourth quarter, midfield. Silverado's Matthew Hamilton comes up with the loose ball, and the Hawks have it back. 5 plays later, Latavian Staples goes high to cradle the Frank Fuentes pass and wrestles it from the Sun Devils defender. The scoring play from 18 yards out. The Sun Devils' last-ditch effort from deep in their own territory. A pass completion, but the ball is stripped by Trez Jonathan Arce. The final score, Silverado 28, Apple Valley 21. It is for Apple Valley football that this bell tolls in celebration. Mossy Bell, Sun Devils quarterback, whose touchdown passes take their toll on Silverado in Apple Valley's 48-20 victory over the Hawks. Bell rings in his 17th birthday and his senior season, throwing for 4 scores and 109 yards. Levi Taylor, Silverado's junior quarterback, in his first varsity start. Under severe pressure, Levi Taylor withstands the pass rush and unloads to Deonze Nolan on the slant. Deonze Nolan sheds the Sun Devil cornerback and races the rest of the way untouched. 59 yards on the inaugural scoring pass of the Levi Taylor era. Levi Taylor will complete 11 of 20 passes for 217 yards and 3 touchdowns. Straight drop back, perfect throw. Mossy Bell over Hawks defenders to the wide-open Kashan Griffin, and the Sun Devils have scored twice within the final minute of the half to extend the lead to 28-12. Apple Valley recovers their onside kick, and the Hawks are flagged for unsportsmanlike conduct, bringing the visitors right back into the red zone. Mossy Bell goes play action and delivers to Jeffrey Widener, who doubles down on his grip on the ball just before crossing the goal line and barreling into the end zone. Apple Valley scores on their first 2 possessions of the second half, and the lead mounts to 22 points. Mossy Bell caps this drive with the 11-yard scoring pass to senior fullback William Johnson, who cradles it in at the 10 and dives into the end zone. This touchdown and the Ethan Smith extra point run the score to 41-12. Kai Merchant receiving the pass in the end zone. Kai Merchant, the 6-foot, 160-pound tight end, a junior who was one of Mossy Bell's primary receivers a year ago. 48-12 as the third quarter ends. A Levi Taylor to Isaiah Genorio TD pass on the ensuing series ends the scoring at 48-20. Apple Valley quarterback Jeff Widener rushes for 2 touchdowns and throws 3 scoring passes to lead Apple Valley past Silverado 40-39. Jeff Widener's 40-yard touchdown pass to Donovan Ferguson with 1 minute to play gives Apple Valley the come-from-behind 1-point victory over the Hawks in the 2017 season opener for both schools. The game winner comes 1 minute after Levi Taylor had connected with Deonze Nolan on a 66-yard scoring pass that put the Hawks in the lead 39-34 with 2 minutes to play. Levi Taylor hits Deonze Nolan with the go-ahead touchdown 30 seconds after Jeff Widener scores from 11 yards out, giving the Sun Devils a 34-33 lead. The Sun Devils' junior signal caller in his first game at quarterback accounts for 330 yards, throwing for 233 and rushing for 97. Apple Valley had scored on back-to-back possessions to overtake a Silverado 12-point lead in the fourth quarter. Jeff Widener's 26-yard scoring pass to Kashawn Griffin, cutting Silverado's lead to 33-28 with 8 minutes to play. The two top 5 teams in CIF preseason rankings combined to score 5 touchdowns in the final 10 minutes of play. Levi Taylor at his poise under pressure best, 64 yards to Deonze Lolan. We see Levi Taylor react to a flag on this play. The penalty is against Apple Valley. The Hawks retake the lead 39-34. A 2-point conversion attempt falls incomplete. 1:58 remains. The stuff of which legends are made. Jeff Widener, Ashon Hanslacker has him in his sights. Widener, throwback to Donovan Ferguson, who splits 2 defenders and sprints the 40 yards untouched. Game winner. Silverado, last-ditch effort. Senior Donovan Williams picks it off and will be hoisted by teammates as Apple Valley puts it away. The final in one terrific, intense, and extremely exciting encounter. Apple Valley Sun Devils 40, Silverado Hawks 39. This online sports report delivered by Pizza Factory Apple Valley under new ownership. Game day specials, Fridays and Saturdays, extra large one-topping pizza, $13.99. Pizza Factory, Apple Valley's hometown pizzeria for over 30 years. Meet the Cougars and Sultans 2019 Gridiron Leaders. This scrimmage between Granite Hills and Sultana gives Video Sports the opportunity to preview these teams' seasons and interview their team captains.
Justice Pele, I'm a senior, and I'm captain for Sultana football.
Yeah, and what, 3-year, 2-year all-league performer?
I'm a 2-year performer. This is my senior year. 4th year going into football.
What is your role on this team, Justice?
Just here to keep our team safe and keep our team as one. Captain.
On the 4.
Nathaniel Glass, junior, class of 2021. I'm a quarterback. My role on this team is to just help the team win, hopefully have a winning season this year.
That's all I need. Great,
Yes,
Nathaniel. Thank you. Good luck as things get started this year.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Andrew Wass, going in my senior year, class of 2020.
What position do you play, Andrew?
I'm starting middle linebacker, but I fill in at quarterback and slot receiver.
What is your role? You've kind of defined that, but there's a leadership role too. What is your job for this team?
I just want to get the team pumped up. I want to get them ready to play. I want to lead them to victory. That's my main goal. And I just want to give my all and win some games.
Good luck as things get underway this season. Thank you.
All righty. Thank you, sir.
Nice job.
Larry Scott, captain for Sultana High School, senior.
What positions do you play?
Running back and free safety.
How would you define your job? What's your role on this team, Larry?
Making sure our team does the best of their ability and not mess up on the field, such as personal fouls.
I'm Angelo Guy, and I play running back and outside linebacker for Granite Hills.
What year are you this year?
2020.
And what number you wear?
We're number 2.
All right. Tell us this much. What is your role on this team? You're a two-way starter?
Yeah, two-way starter. I got voted captain, so I got the most votes. There's 5 captains, but I got the most votes out of everybody, so I'm just going to go out there and play on the field like how I should.
Yeah, but that's responsibility. Does that give a greater degree of responsibility to you in a position of leadership,
it makes me
or is
even,
that something that you welcome?
Right, it makes me even want to push harder and just play my heart out and have a good senior year.
Gabriel Morales, 4-year starter on varsity and center and D-tackle.
What's your role on this team, Gabe?
Just to be that example to the team as a senior, and I've been playing varsity all 4 years, so I know how varsity goes, and just to lead the guys the best I can and make sure I'm in good shape so I can help the team out the best I can too. So, but yeah, that's my role in the team.
Elijah Vargas, and I am a linebacker and a wide receiver for Granite Hills High School.
Senior this year and team captain?
Senior team captain.
What is your role, Elijah?
I'm here to encourage all my players and be a role model, always look after them and play for them, basically.
The Cougars' defense shuts down Sultana's running attack on the home team's opening possession. Sophomore linebacker Lance Henderson, 43, leading tacklers, driving Sultana ball carrier Larry Scott out of bounds on the first play. Sultana starting from their own 20. Cougars linebackers Angela Guy, 24, a senior, and the sophomore Lance Henderson make the stop, bringing up a 3rd and long. We are about to see one of those immovable object versus irresistible force, shield versus spear situations on the next play. The immovable object, Granite Hills defenders. Sultana's 6'3", 270-pound quarterback, Nathaniel Glass, the force. The Cougars win this battle within the war, and Granite Hills will take possession, back at their own 20. There is no kicking game in the scrimmage format, no kickoffs, no punting, no extra point attempts, just as the scoreboard will not show points totals. 12 is quarterback Tyler Karen, a sophomore, Angelo Guy getting the call and getting outside for a gain of 20 to the 40. Quarterback Tyler Karen will complete back-to-back first down aerial attempts to move Granite Hills deep into Sultana territory. The first to his back coming out of the backfield, then the other, the Cougars' offensive line providing ample protection. Coach Alex Gonzalez has to be pleased with the poise and execution of his 6'2", 175-pound sophomore signal caller in this baptism under fire. The Sultana defense stiffens in the red zone, throwing up barriers to the Cougars' running attack. One for the Sultans is the 6'3", 270-pound Nathaniel Glass, who is going both ways. Watch 51, Justice Pele, and 20, Andrew Ast, leading the wall of Sultana defenders there to make this stop on the Cougars' ball carrier up the middle. When Sultana stops the Cougars short on the short yardage play at the 24, the Sultans will take over on downs. 52 is senior Armand Lavelle. He is listed at 5'10", 225. Does first-year coach Joe Shear see this as a rebuilding year? The Sultans went 4-7 last season, 2-3 in the Mojave River League.
Joe, do you feel taking over first year that it's a rebuilding year? What's the status of the Sultans?
Well, we hope it's not a rebuilding year, but you know, it's taking over a bunch of new kids out. Our numbers are good, and we're just hoping that, you know, everything we've been teaching them just comes to fruition out here when we're in our scrimmage game tonight.
Yeah. Well, good luck as the season gets underway, and look forward to covering you guys. Thanks for these comments, Coach.
All right, thank you, Terry. Appreciate it.
Sultan senior Andrew asked in pre-scrimmage comments on how the team compares this year to last.
It's a lot more organized. Practices have been running more smoothly. We made changes in the weight room. It's been making us stronger. I feel like we've grown a lot since last year, and yeah, it's been easier.
Is it tough with a first-year coach?
No, they're actually a lot easier than it was last year, a lot more organized.
Ordinarily, coaches expect their defense to be ahead of their offense early in the season, and that is the case for both the Cougars and the Sultans in their final tune-up before season openers the following week. Coach Alex Gonzalez said he hopes to see an increase in the physical play of his defense compared to last season, and junior cornerback Micah Pratt certainly demonstrates that coming up and making this tackle. Micah Pratt is listed at 5'10", 175. Four-year starter and team captain Gabe Morales speaks of factors accounting for his team's steady improvement under Coach Gonzalez.
I think it's just the commitment, the drive that Coach Gonzalez motivates these guys to bring, and also just the commitment. Honestly, the guys always want to make sure that every year gets better and better, and make sure that they play their hearts out for Coach, because we know that the last 3 years that he's been coaching, that some of the seasons haven't always been the best. And that we're just looking forward to bring Granite Hills out of that 1-9 era and into the 7-3 and winning era.
Well spoken. Thanks a lot, Gabe. Good luck as things go through this season.
All right, thank you, Terry.
Yeah, nice.
It is 10 minutes into the scrimmage before either team breaks through for a touchdown. Sultan senior Andrew Ast off the fake, keeping and carrying straight up the middle, scoring from 30 yards out. Granite Hills opens at Riverside Prep fellow Division 14 foe, the Cougars' first home game the week following against Apple Valley in the Barrel game. Joe, for openers, what have you learned so far in this whole survey process?
Terry, sometimes you don't know what you don't know. And while I cleaned out the survey files that we had prepared 10 years ago, I worked with Russ Stringham over at Printmart, and we had put together a business survey that was intended to go to 9,000 businesses. So for intents and purposes, Hdsr has about 9,000 businesses. That includes people at home and working office like I do. And I'd worked with Russ for 4 years on a 8.5 by 11. It was a 4-page Scantron, and former Congressman Jerry Lewis's son was going to run him through the Scantron and tell us what it would look like. So when this opportunity came about, Dr. Husing said to me last October 1st, having lunch down in Redlands, this is how I would go about doing it. I looked at it as a challenge, but I didn't look at it the way I do now 2 weeks into it. Candidly, it's a lot bigger than I thought it was. There are people that have put up some artificial roadblocks. More than not, the public has been incredible. In the first 9 days, we had 5,500 surveys. I had a big goal of 50,000, and even Dr. Sirotnik told me I was probably a little crazy. We always shoot big, and if we get 25,000, great. At the end of the day, we want to be able to give Dr. Husing by September 15th enough data from Cal State San Bernardino that he can work on the solutions report. One of the questions that I think we've gotten more times than not is, well, so we're going to do a survey. The city of Hesperia did a survey for 2034. This group's done a survey, but nothing's happened. So I think that either I've made a mistake or I haven't been as clear. In the report that Dr. Husing will do is a solutions-based report. It's not going to be a report that sits on the shelf. It's not going to be a report that we give in an hour. The idea will be we will do the report sometime probably in April of 2020. It will outline probably 7 to 10 major items within the high desert region. Is crime an issue? Is a negative perception an issue? I mean, that's one of the reasons that I've gotten behind the Mojave River Valley movement. Is an undereducated workforce, is too much welfare, is housing, lack of housing, quality housing, lack of quality jobs. So what are the 7 to 10 issues? And John is going to methodically go through whatever the data says and come up with 7 to 10 solutions. So one of the solutions may be for people that drive around, if you're a residential real estate agent and you drive around the valley and you're one of 1,500 people that are working within the High Desert Association of Realtors boundaries, you're going to see some neighborhoods that I think have gone through some serious decay and are deteriorating pretty quickly. And that's caused from the fact that the local cities can't keep up with code enforcement. So are the cities better off as a solution? I'm just throwing this out. I know there'll be some people that, whatever you say, they've got to say, well, that's Joe talking. Are the cities better off to sit down with the county better off to sit down with the cities and say, let's come up with a cohesive code enforcement program that can be adopted by all 5 cities, so that when people come up here to take a look on a weekend to go buy a house, there's more sense of a community. There's more sense of a community. People are going to buy a house. They buy a house, then they hopefully buy some cars, and then they start the formation of a family. They start to have some babies. We see the kind of economy that we saw back from 2000 to 2005.
Your High Desert Sports Report is brought to you by Down Home Grill in Victorville on the corner of Bear Valley Road and Ridgecrest Drive. Bid fast and last. World-class auctioneers, family-owned and operated liquidation experts. Midway Home Solutions in Victorville, providing highest quality home appliances at discount prices for 6 decades. Valu Quality Truck Body, family owned and operated since 1954. Valu manufactures state-of-the-art truck bodies for the construction industry nationwide. Desert High Transportation, reliable and dependable non-emergency transportation for ambulatory and wheelchair passengers. High Desert Sports Training, providing proven training concepts. Call to schedule a free evaluation. Ewanzak Law Firm, trial lawyers for serious problems. And by the Community Table Restaurant in the Holiday Inn in Victorville, supporting High Desert teams, athletes, and sports programs.